Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Today is Friday, August 28th, 2020. Make sure you put your Friday sweatpants on and let's do some trading today. We're already off on a good start. A little Road to Wealth update. We restarted the Road to Wealth, lowered the amount of the account, pulled out some cash, put it in a safer place, and we're already up 7.5% in less than 2 weeks on the total account, and we fully intend to double it or more within 12 months. I'm going to do something a little different today. We're going to start off, we're going to look at the market first. Then we're going to look at trades that I took yesterday, and then we'll look at trade ideas. So we're going to kind of switch things up just to shake things up for a Friday, just to let you know here. So, all right, let's start off with the SPY. This is the S&P 500 ETF here. I follow this. This is my go-to chart during the day to find out what the market is up to. I've got a couple trend lines drawn up here, right in here, just pointing out these tops, and then we'll just allow the rest of the trend line to move up, and then I've got the bottoms pointed out here, and we'll let this end of it just go where it wants to. And you can see that we've been trading up crazy, absolutely crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we might even get a 7th day up here. Hey, I want to stop for a second. This is 2000, TC 2000 I'm using, and they've had a change and a little update. It took me a little bit to get used to it this morning. It's going to take a couple of trading days to actually get used to it, but it's pretty darn cool. This candle right here, this is today already pre-market. Used to be I would have to go turn the pre-market on and look at it intraday, but this is darn cool here that we can see this now. So I've got to be careful. This is actually, well, normally I talk about, well, here we are. Yesterday we closed with a doji here. Well, now I can talk about, well, here we closed with a doji yesterday, and this is what we're looking like so far this morning before the open. So anyway, TC 2000, for those that don't use it and are interested, if you check below in the text below, I believe there's a link, get you $25 off your first month. That might be, give it a try anyway. All right, let's get back to this. So SPY's still rocking, bulls are still happy. Market seems like they were very happy with what Mr. Jerome Powell had to say yesterday. Hey, that's okay with me. Let's go, let's go bulls and make some money in this market. So right now we're looking pretty good here. If we start moving below yesterday's low, I'll put a line right in here. If we start trading below yesterday's low, what that's going to do is put the lower trend line in jeopardy, and it could be tagged down here, just like it was tagged here and here, just like that. So we'll just keep an eye on this. And actually, I believe this would be very healthy for the market, because if we did that, what would happen is a lot of these charts that are they just seem crazy overextended. It will let them pull back a little bit, and it will offer us better entries in some of these stocks as they bounce and come back up. So let's take a look at FNGU. Yeah, look at that. Look how that candle's changing already this morning. We'll better keep an eye on it. FNGU is remaining bullish. Again, this last candle here is today's candle. I'm probably saying this more for me than you guys, just so I get comfortable and used to using this. So here's today's candle. This is yesterday's candle. We do seem like we're holding up above $20.50. I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. If we want to pull back and test, that would be normal. That would be okay and very acceptable. So pull back here, and if the bulls want to, whoops, let's change that real quick. Here we go. Darn it. Sorry, folks. Let me get this. There we are. Clicking the wrong buttons over here. You know, if we want to pull back and start testing and we want to see those bulls come in there, that's perfectly fine. What we'll have here is a bullish J-hook setting up. That's what that would be. If we do start breaking down through this $20, $200.50 mark, I would suspect our trend indicator gets tested and something right in there. This is the trend indicator right in here, and I would suspect that we get tested in there. So we'll keep an eye on FNGU. How about VIX, VXX? This is the chart that I trade when I trade the VIX. So this is the chart, the VIX chart that I just simply look at. Now, looks like we might be putting kind of a bottom in here. So I'm really watching this closely, very closely. And I see this morning we're opening up a little bit higher. If we get above 28.40, that's going to take out this resistance level right in here. So let's put a little line up there. This little resistance level right there. If we take this out, then these bulls could get a little, the VXX bulls, or the fear indicator, what this is called many times, volatility indicator as well. That could get this going. And if this happens, then watch this market. It could start peaking below lines that you're not going to like, unless you're short. So let's just keep an eye on this. We'll keep it, we'll monitor it throughout the day. And, well, we'll let you know. All right, give me a second here, and we will take a look at some trades I took yesterday. All right, with the magic of a recording, all I did was pause it, took a little drink of coffee, and here we go. So well, let me just start in the beginning here. SLV. I was long some SLV. Now, I did close this. Now, you guys all know that the way I treat the Road to Wealth account and the way I was able to grow it the last time I did this from 5,000 to, I think it topped out at 78,000. From 5,000 to 78,000, 1,400 and some odd percent, starting in January 18th and then ending just a couple months ago. January 2018, excuse me. It's all about base hits. It's not about big 100% gainers. It's not about, it's not about these big moves. It's about making money. It's real simple. Just some good common sense, If I walk up to it and give you $100 bill, well, you're probably going to take it. So trading is the same way. So anyway, I closed my SLV out. And by the way, I have no problem getting back into it. But right now, I closed it out with just a small 4.5% gain. I closed it yesterday because I didn't want to give up the money I had in it. And I sent a message out via our special app for members. And when I sold it, I wrote 4.5% gain on SLV, small but better than a sharp stick in the eye. And I totally believe that. Another one I did was, now I got to tell you, this was a bad trade as far as I'm concerned. I did not execute and trade this trade like I should have. I bought long TNA down here, and throughout the day it was starting to look pretty bad. It was not looking so good here. Let's see, this candle actually looked like that right there yesterday. So I ended up closing it. I ended up closing it and took a small loss. Let's see here. TNA. Oh, I wrote, sent out to members via our special app. Closed TNA. This was a bad trade, and I should have known better. a small $50 loss. Well, the thing ended up moving up and closed relatively well with a doji, and you can see we're up today. So all in all, this was a bum trade. We all have them. We all have them. Okay, so another one I did was, let's see here. There we go. Some FCX. I took off my FCX yesterday for a 15% base hit, and I'm very likely to put it back on. I was asked the other day, why would I take that off? Because really that's not a sell signal here. Why not hang on to it? And I'm going to be doing a workshop coming up, and I will explain this more in depth during that workshop. But what I do is I have a goal, and when I meet that goal, I execute it. So, and what I mean there is by executing it is I take those profits. I have no problem getting back in the chart, but I want to meet that goal, because when I meet that goal, I start reaching levels in the account that I want to reach. I'd like to say every day, but there are some days you don't reach it, but maybe 3 days later, you reach that level 3 times. So, and certainly by the end of the week, you reach your weekly goal. So I want to make sure that I'm always reaching my levels. It's like climbing a ladder. I want to get to the top of the roof, but I have to climb the ladder. And that's what I'm doing, climbing the ladder. So I have no problem taking that money off the table. And like I say, I have daily goals, and I just want to meet them. So I did close VCX yesterday. I did close it for 15% sweet base hit. And then I'll be looking to get back into FCX. Probably not today, because I'm going to be pretty light going into the weekend. Another one I did yesterday, another one I closed was RCL. I closed RCL yesterday right here, and you can see that it's up. And these are charts that's been on our watch list. I've been showing you here on YouTube this last couple of weeks our watch list and talking about them. They're very easy to trade. If you need any help, let me know. So RCL, this was another 15% base hit, looking very good. Now for me, this is going to have to consolidate just a smidgens before I get back in it. Just a little bit there. Another one I took off the table was LYV. That was for a nice little 31% base hit yesterday. We've been tracking it. I've talked about it a couple of times here on the videos that we put on YouTube for you. And I was in LYV, and boom, there it went yesterday. I pulled that off the table for a nice 31% trade. So that was, yesterday was actually a very, very sweet day. VXX. Now, I bought some VXX, and I sold it yesterday. I wish I had the good sense to sell it closer to the top. I did not, though. I did not sell it near the top, but I did end up with a 19.4% profit on it. And that was a nice little, nice little profit there, 19.4% on VXX. So bought VXX here and sold it up there. Nice, very happy with that. Today it looks like we're off the highs but above the close, and closing with a little doji. So we might be thinking about that again. I'm not going to be too interested today. It's Friday. I'd rather go into the weekend a little bit light, more to the cash side. Take that risk off the table. All right, let's take a look at the trades we have for today. All righty, today's trade ideas, some of which have been on our watch list recently, and they're starting to really shape up here, and a couple of them are a little bit new. So CPRI, this has been on the watch list. See how we have this little morning star down here now? We're back above the Trendicator. Trendicator's green. We've got a nice little pop out of the box setting up above 17.90. I'm looking for $20, maybe $21 up here on this one. PVH, you know what? I think, hang on for a second. I told you I would tell you about my trades yesterday, and I forgot two of them. Let me get to those real quick. Yesterday, we bought FSM. We bought FSM yesterday, right here on this candle, and it looks like we're up already this morning. Nothing wrong with that. That's a pretty good day right there. So let's see. What are we about up? About 4% on the stock. I did buy an option, so it'll be up a bit more. I'm looking for that 730 up there to get tagged. Another one I bought right at the close. I mean, it was pretty darn close to the close. Was Trip. This is yesterday's candle. I bought it near the high, and it looks like we're gapping up today. Love it when that happens. So all this has got to do is hold up in that gap. If it could move into 25.50, I'd be tickled pink. Remember, gaps are gifts. You get a gap, take the profits. And I will be closing that out today. Pretty confident of that right there. So another nice base hit. Okay, let's get back to looking at some trade ideas for our watch list here. Here's PVH. PVH, another Morningstar type signal here. We popped up. We've pulled back and rested, and it looks like the bulls are starting to come back up. We're above the trend indicator. You can see the three dots are green. Here's our buy box, and above 56.95, I'm looking at 63, 63.10 up here. This is a rounded bottom breakout. Take a look at that chart right there. We actually are above the dotted deuce. Here's where we failed it. Back to the 50 tested. Here we're just above the dotted deuce. Again, that 56.95. I'm looking for 63.10. And let's go ahead and put a line up here at the 200. We could see 66 out of this as well. FSM, I've already told you about that. I bought this yesterday. This is on the watch list. I think inside this green area, the buy box, that would be pretty nice for a buy. If it starts to pull back, then we'll look for that possible J-hook continuation type chart pattern where we move up like this, we pull back, and then start up like in this area here. So right now, anywhere in the buy box is a buy, 732 is a target, and then higher on a breakout. Here's that FCX that I sold yesterday, looking good here today. We're in that buy box, and I'm looking for 1650 as a target. Okay, CCL. Now, let me go back here. RCL, this was on the watch list here a bit ago, and I've closed this one out. Looks like it's still acting good, coming up to our targets, looking great. So we made good money on RCL. Well, now it's kind of looking like CCL might be ready to get going here. So we've got a nice little doji, triple doji bottom in here, rallied up from a low to a high, to a higher low. We have now broken out of this high, that higher high right in there. We've now broken out. I think this sets up the picture to move up to about $19.30, and that'll be a nice trade for about 15%. More than likely, it'll consolidate. Once the consolidation's over, providing the bulls are still in town, we could see 2180 on this in a reasonably short term for swing traders. BSX, here's one. BSX had a great breakout yesterday on good volume yesterday here. Let's put this little line up right there. There we go. So we had a nice little breakout here. We could be making an inside day today. That's one of my favorite entry points, is on an inside day. So bring this thing down. I'd love to see that. Grab that entry in there, and then I'm looking for 43.50 and 45.25 up here. If you're not sure about those entries, we talk about this every day in the trading room. Let's see here. NOC. Here's NOC. Little doji. A doji down here. Morningstar pattern. Trend indicators up. You can see the J-hook continuation pattern setting up. Let's draw a line across these tops right here. There we go. So we start to break out of this 349, let's call it 349 area. Watch 357 and then 372 on this chart. How about some Ally? A-L-L-Y. Big pop here on big volume. You can see this right here. Let's see here. Let's do this. Frame. There we go. Let's just color that in. See that big volume right in there? So now what we've got is that low to a high. Here we are to a higher low. And now yesterday we had great follow through. And it looks like this morning we might be trying to continue that follow through. So green box here. This is the buy box. I'm looking for 348.50 and then possibly up here to 26.20. Alrighty. Yesterday, in fact, this past week, like I said, I guess almost 2 weeks here, we've already added 7% to the Road to Wealth account. Now that may not be a lot to you, but that's how you get to that 1,000%er in a couple of years. You just keep adding to it. You keep growing that account. I owe a huge amount of the Road to Wealth credit to live trading alerts. This is just 2 alert windows that I have. I've got about 20 up. I do have some favorites. These are just, this one I watch all day for the FANG Big Tech. And this is just some big dogs. Really, it's my watch list I watch nowadays. Used to be just big dogs, but it's my entire watch list here. Anyway, thanks to Live Trading Alerts for helping me really rock this market with the Road to Wealth account. Alrighty. Oh, by the way, if anyone would like to try a 14-day trial, check below in the text below, and you'll see a link for that 14-day trial. All right, everybody, you guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday and a great